Alrighty. Avernus Cathedral. So, what's her name said we needed to ascend before we descend or something, right? So, Ariel, that's her name. So I think we gotta go up the cathedral and then go down the cathedral. Oh! There we go. Okay. Alright, we're alive. Hi, Akaburb. Oh, you're on a 10-stream streak. That's awesome. That kind of viewership, that's loyalty. I appreciate that. That helps. Before I started this recording, we were talking in chat about Star Wars Skeleton Crew and and why it was good. Dead Stray Bear says, I'm glad to hear Skeleton Crew is good. I had a love-hate relationship with Acolyte, so I was hesitant. I also have a love-hate relationship with Acolyte. I feel like a lot of people were very mixed on it. I think a lot of the discourse around Acolyte was like really bad faith, but I also think like my big take on the Acolyte was for what it was, it looked pretty good. Like visually, it was well directed for the most part. The problem with it, of course, was that it just like wasn't particularly compelling, and like it's like a whole lot for very little. I know that's like really vague, but that was like my overwhelming feeling about it, was just that it was kind of a show that if like how do I rephrase this? Sorry, my thoughts are a little bit scrambled. The biggest thing with Acolyte that like blows my mind is that there was all this hubbub about it, but it is a show that is like remarkably difficult to have strong feelings about. So everyone who was really mad about it came off as like really performative. And I'm not even just talking about like the culture war side of it. I'm just saying in general, like the people who are like, no, this is my favorite Star Wars, and the people who are like, no, this is the worst Star Wars. Like both sides of that argument were like completely just not relatable to me at all. Like I just like can't imagine having strong feelings about Acolyte whatsoever. I did like Manny Jacinto in it. I thought he was really good, and I thought for the most part, like the character acting was fine. It really was just performances that I thought were a little weak overall, or not performances, script that was pretty weak. However, Skeleton Crew is nothing like that. Skeleton Crew is awesome, like just straight up great from the moment go. Goonies meets Star Wars. It's great. It's awesome. Highly recommended. It really feel good content, but also it feels like Star Wars in a way that like a lot of Star Wars hasn't felt like Star Wars in a really long time. There are moments, like I think Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 feel really Star Wars-y, like they feel like OT. The thing about, and I even really like Mandalorian season 3, but I like it as a like short form story, right? The thing with Skeleton Crew is that it really does harken back to that like space adventure feeling of the OT. So highly recommended for people who like Star Wars. It's good stuff. And Jude Law is fun in it. He's a neat dude. Have I already been to this one? Yes, I have. This is indecipherable. Okay, we want that to be that way. We want the door to be open, so middle switch has to be unflicked, but I don't know what door it's opening. It's hard to play the game and talk at the same time, which is a real job struggle for me because I'm a streamer. The fight choreography being on point in The Acolyte is 100% true. The fight choreo in that show is fantastic. And that's the thing, is that like The Acolyte has some real craft in it, but I think it's just overall like harmed by it's like a show that does so little with so much. You know what I mean? Hi, Blue. I'm not trying to ignore you, sorry. Oh my god, he killed me in the teleporter.
The heart of darkness.
There we go. Uki.
May Victus!
There we go. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, this was so much effort. Blorp. But yeah, I think ultimately, like, I've talked about Star Wars. I've talked about Star Wars quite a bit on the channel before and on podcasts and stuff. Like, I'm pretty into Star Wars. I like Star Wars a lot, just like as a thing. I don't think all of Star Wars is great or anything. Like, I'm not blindly in love with it, but I do think for the most part, Disney era Star Wars has been more good than bad. There are some obvious, big, notable, like, examples of it not being great, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm looking around at the rooms. That door is still locked. How the hell? Okay. So that opens those. Doesn't change that. So what are those switches for? What do they do? Just opens this up, okay. But then this teleports me somewhere I've already been, doesn't it? I open that. Now there's nowhere else to go from there. And there's nowhere else to go from here. Okay, that opened in the middle. Okay, I see. So I think that Disney era Star Wars is actually way better than it is bad for the most part. And I think like even the absolute worst moments of Disney Star Wars are like still watchable. Like they're still fine. Like I don't like Rise of Skywalker or whatever. I worked on that movie. So like I'm allowed to say that I think it's not a very good movie. But I don't even think it's the worst Star Wars film. I still think Attack of the Clones is worse. But even then, even with that said, like I don't like I think that a lot of hubbub has been spent on or effort has been put into really rallying against Disney Star Wars in like a really performative way. Not that I'm accusing anyone of doing that like in chat or anything. That's not what I mean. But like I think that for the most part people put a lot of effort into hating something because it like means something to be vocally against it. Oh my god. I got clipped.
The heart of darkness.
But for the most part, like even shows that I think aren't very good, like Book of Boba Fett, have really great moments, for example. Like I think episodes, what was it, 4? Episode 4 of Book of Boba Fett is like one of the singular best hours of Star Wars ever put to screen. Granted, it is just an episode of The Mandalorian in the middle of Book of Boba Fett, but it's a really good piece of Star Wars. Like it's really excellent from like a storytelling and in a direction standpoint, right? And that's worth it to have. But when it comes to especially shows like The Acolyte, where like people were really up in arms about it, it was like it's kind of hard for me to care about that show. Like I can't even well up like super negative feelings about it because it's just like, yeah, that's a show that exists, you know, like it's whatever. Like even the parts I don't like, it's like, yeah, I can just kind of not pay attention. What is this? Oh, is this a Soul Reaver? Interesting. Oh, scary. This is so bright, it's like searing my eyeballs out. But yeah, so I guess my point is, like, for the most part, I think you're not really harmed by any of the TV Star Wars stuff that's been coming out, because I think for the most part it's pretty good. And I understand people being like disappointed with some shows or like things being going in different directions than they wanted. Like Book of Boba Fett is like a great example. It's like, it's a pretty weak show. I think it's weak from a direction standpoint, like, you know, has issues. But yeah, there's Gamorreans back in it. It has really great practical effects. Ming-Na Wen's characters, Fennec Shand is just actually really cool, like a really sick character. So there's like things to like in that show, right?
The Heart of Darkness.
I think people like don't look at things as the sum of their parts very often. And I think that there's a lot to like. Not that I'm saying people shouldn't be critical, like you should absolutely be critical. It's more, I think that it's like easy to get caught up or like swept up in the discourse and then like forget that there's like other things to appreciate in some of those shows. I think out of all of them, the one I like the least is Acolyte, but I also don't hate it. I just kind of didn't love it. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I'm sad it got canceled because I do think that there was room for improvement. And I always like to see shows like get their time to shine. I've worked in TV and movies and stuff, so like I know how hard it is to like get something off the floor and do setup and payoff, like especially as like a studio is breathing down your neck and you have to deliver and blah 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 and do all the writing setup and stuff. It's like there's a lot to it, right? So like I'm not unsympathetic, I guess is my point. But the but overall, I do think that Star Wars TV is going in the right direction for the most part. I'm over the moon about how good Skeleton Crew is. It's genuinely enjoyable, like just really solid stuff. Very worth watching, very fun. People will accuse it of being nostalgia bait just because it is very Goonies, but you know, it's got the juice. It's got the flavor. I'm looking forward to the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm looking forward to the Avengers-style team-up of the post-Imperial era. I really liked Ahsoka. Like, in as much as that show has issues, I think just watching it as, like... Because people, I think, also got very caught up in the fact that it was, like, paced like a movie, but it is a weekly show, right? But I think a lot of these shows have improved as they have aged, just because you can now... binge them, and that really is the way that they're designed to be watched. And Ahsoka is really great watching it now when you can just watch it back to back. Like, that show has great performances, great special effects, like just good stuff. It's a really, really enjoyable experience. I don't know what I'm doing here. Do I need to figure out the right path? Is that what is happening here? I actually have to think with my brain. I hate that. Okay, no. Oh. Hey, okay. Is this the Soul Reaver?
Time fades even legend, and the origin of Soul Reaver has been lost long ago. But its purpose remains, to feed on the souls of any creature it strikes. Kindred, this blade and I.
Okay, so we picked up the Soul Reaver, the titular Soul Reaver. That's exciting. I can't use magic while holding it because it's a claymore. Okay. Interesting. Hi, Romero. Oh, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. I really appreciate that. I think I have that set up correctly, but if I don't, let me know. There's a gigantic stained glass portrait of Vorador versus Malik. Interesting.
Above me stood a memory, etched in stained glass.
Coffee is good. Tasty. We love it. Where the hell? What am I supposed to do? I clearly need to go in this door, don't I? No? Do I go here? Another save point. Okay. Interesting. I'll just save over this one. Whoa! It jibbed him. Nice. Oh! Do I heal from that? It does not look like I do. Okay, so I can't use the blood armor while wearing this because it's not going to benefit me at all. And I can't use the Soul Reaver here because I need to be able to cast magic. Okay. Ooh, wrong spells equipped. Okay. Blammo. Blammo. Alright. Ooh, a new armor. An even spookier armor. Love that. Do I have to hit this with a bolt? Do I have to mist form? No? How the fuck? Do this and then walk over? Yes. It's like East. You want to be like slightly angled away from an enemy in order to hit it without getting hit. There we go. The return of bump combat. Put that up. Give me your juice. There we go. Nani? Rishan says, I need to play more of the East games. They're pretty good. I have played the first two. I like them. I should play more of them. But I like old school RPGs like that a lot, actually. As evidenced by the fact I'm playing a game from roughly the same time period. I think East came out in 1993? The first East, at least. I could be wrong about that, but that sounds right to me. Someone will check me on that. It might be 94 or 95. So, interesting thing about this game, last night I looked up speedruns for it at like 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep. And there's like only 3 runners for this game. There hasn't been like any movement on the speedrun in a very long time. I think it's just because the game, I don't know if it's been necessarily optimized or what. People tend to run the PS1 version, which is interesting because it has longer loading times. I wonder if it's just because the PC version wasn't really accessible until a few months ago. I have no idea, but I know that it uses zips, which is interesting. You use like edge run zips where you wrong warp to the wrong map tile and then climb up the edge of the screen in order to like exit loading zones and appear at different parts of the map than they intend you to. which is kind of neat. But yeah, as a run, it seems really weird. But the completion time is about 20 minutes. I think world record was 1956. Romero says, "Hi Toaster, I'm back. I've joined the channel. Might be interested in joining the Patreon too. I live in Brazil. It's kind of expensive here." That's okay. I mean, if you join the YouTube and the Patreon are pretty much the same thing. The only thing that the Patreon gets you is early access to supercut videos, which are just like when I record a full game basically and upload it early so that it's ahead of the YouTube VODs. The prices shouldn't be too different. I don't know if it charges local currencies in on Patreon versus YouTube or whatever. Like, I'm not sure what the differences are, but the price I think is lowered on YouTube. Because I know that it doesn't offer quite the same functionality. I try to keep them like relatively even so that people don't feel like they're getting a worse experience one or the other. I know some people prefer to watch on YouTube versus Twitch or what have you. My Twitch VODs also stay up while my YouTube ones don't. I mean for the live stream, so you can always watch there if you prefer that. Clock says, "I think I read on TV Tropes earlier that the PC version didn't run on modern versions of Windows." Yeah. So the abandonware version of the PC version of the game had a lot of difficulties running on YouTube. Wait, running on YouTube? I'm sorry, I was reading chat at the same time as I was talking. I just replaced a word. The PC version of the game, the abandonware version, didn't run properly on modern versions of Windows, and you had to use a patch. The game on GOG, because the game just got added to GOG, I think 6 or 7 months ago, maybe total. I could be that it might even be more recent than that. But that version comes patched so that it runs, but I'm still running the patch that people use for the abandonware version that fixes some issues and allows you to use controller support and stuff, which is called Verox GL Wrapper. Unfortunately, that patch, the website for it has basically got taken offline, but you can find the patch on like Reddit and Google Drive and stuff if you look around for it. So I'll probably put a link in the description of the VODs if I remember to do that, so that people can play it if they need it. But yeah, the PC version is more easily accessible now, but for a while was not. Back at full health. God damn, look at that. That's great. Yeah, it's only the recently that the PC version got controller support. It's all through a mod, that mod that I mentioned. Raph says, Patreon takes its dollar and converts it when you pay. YouTube already comes pre-converted. Gotcha. Well, I apologize for that. I didn't realize that there was... I don't know if there's much I can really do about that without just universally decreasing the cost. But the way that YouTube works... I might be able to like set up a playlist or something that only members can see that has all my supercuts in it. I'll have to see. YouTube membership shows $2.99 in Brazilian. I don't know what Brazilian currency is. Is it real? Am I right about that? Am I cultured? Patreon shows $17.99. That's a lot. I didn't realize. No one should be paying $20 a month for my Patreon. That's bananas. I don't know what that actually converts to. I would need to know the, like minimum wage or whatever, but my Patreon should be like less than a McDonald's meal per month for people. That's like the goal, is to like not charge people very much. Oop. Poison heal.
Bay Victor! Bay Victor! Bay Victor!
As far as I know, I have like out of all of my all of my viewers, I actually do have a pretty outsized Brazilian community, so I should probably look into that. See if there's a better way to do it. In the meantime, if you join the Discord as a YouTube member, it should give you a role as a YouTube member, and I can always just like DM you the perks if they're not showing up properly on YouTube. But there's no reason to join both the YouTube and the Discord, or not the Discord, the Patreon. Like they basically offer the same thing. The only difference with Patreon is that I have a separate tier for early access. Alrighty. Oh, I'm getting tons of Hearts of Darkness. That's very helpful. Yeah, 96. Okay. What is this? Oh, this is Merrick's skeleton, I think.
This armor was spawned in the most impure of spirit forges, tempered from the seething agony of tortured souls. The metal exists only partially in the human realm, causing it to fade between tangible and ethereal states.
Okay, let's look at it.
Wraith armor.
Oh, Wraith armor. How fancy. Okay, so what's the benefit of it, though? Okay, so that still hits me, but it makes me lose mana before I lose HP. That seems OP as hell. I love that. Can I go in here yet? I can! Look at that. Finally, another save point. We're just getting hundreds of them.
Ah, what's this? I had not even realized the blade and the raiment were here. You wear those trinkets well, Kain. But I do believe that they would look better on me.
The matriarch of Avernus, the Lady Azimuth. Her magical planing skills summon demons through runes inscribed in human blood.
Oh, my coffee is getting cold. No, it tastes really bad. Oh, that hurts. Hurts to drink.
Come to me, my children. We shall ravage Nosgoth together.
So, if I'm understanding the story correctly, what happened was Ariel was slain by someone.
The Soul Reaver.
And that drove Nupraptor mad. And due to his connection to the pillars and the rest of the champions, he basically like sent out a psychic shockwave that turned them all crazy. And as a result...
So, little man... have they sent you
oh my god.
to stop me?
Wombo comboed. So as a result, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna take this off for a second.
Flame sword.
And then I'm gonna cast. Oh, I can't cast. I've lost all my MP. Yikes. As a result of like the psychic shockwave that was sent out, they all went crazy and all of their associated pillars became corrupted. So this lady is summoning demons from another plane because she used to be the plane person. She used to be like the guardian of the planes or the planar portals or something, and that's why there's suddenly demons floating everywhere, is because she lost her mind and now is super evil, I guess.
Let us sup on vampire blood.
Alright. I am gonna do this. Goody. Get some health back. Not using the Soul Reaver here is like probably not great for me, but I should be hitting her, but it's fine. I'm just trying to get up. There we go. Okay, we have enough for this, and now I can open this, re-equip the Soul Reaver, and I should be able to smack her. Where you at, lady? She's up here. Okay, this doesn't do as much damage to these guys as I thought it would, which is a real bummer. It's real unfortunate for me. So not super worth it. They probably have a lot of, what, MP? Yeah, I can't even get close to her while holding the Soul Reaver. Wow. Okay, so I think this is the best. Jeez. I do think maybe the you deal damage, they deal damage to themselves when they hit me armor might be better here, because I do want my MP, and the Wraith armor makes attacks seemingly cost MP before it costs HP. So I don't know. I'm gonna just go ahead and burn these. Wowee. Let's see. I should use my time stop. I don't know if that actually works against bosses though. I'll do that. Florp. Get blorped. Oh yeah, she just yeets right out of there when I try to cast that on her. Yeah. That just makes her disappear. Okay.
The Heart of Darkness.
Yeah, okay, time magic doesn't work in boss fights, which is fine. Not really sure if I'm doing this right, but it's okay. I'm still hitting her, so it's just gonna take a while, I think. Damn, man, this is brutal. Get out of here, lady. Bruh. Yeesh. Oh, she hit me. My God. Every time I get in range. I should equip the deal damage. Yeah, I'm gonna equip the deal damage to them armor. This one. Because I want my magic. It just prevents me from getting clipped. Rishin says this sure is a fight. Yeah, you're telling me, dude. It's Jesus! She's just flying. She just hates me. This clock says BRB. Hopefully this boss fight will be over by the time I get back. Yeah, I sure hope so. Ah! I missed her. How? Cheating. Holy smokes. Alright, gotta hit on her. I guess we just got a death by 1,000 cuts here. Casting magic doesn't seem to be good, so we just gotta do this and pray for the best, I guess. I have no idea what the strategy for this fight should be. Got her. She didn't even teleport after I hit her that time. Interesting. Jesus Christ. Hitbox is insanely big. Thank God I have all these Hearts of Darkness. It's wild that the Soul Reaver just like can't fucking hit her, that she just runs away too quickly for it. Ugh. This is like holding down the D-pad is like making my hand hurt. Jeez, let me live. Oh my God, what is this boss fight? Boss fight from hell. I missed her again? Her bolts will hit me even when they don't intersect with my character model, but my sword goes right through her and it doesn't do damage. Awful. There we go. Clean hit. I'm gonna start using the analog stick because holding the D-pad is really hurting my thumb right there. Because I'm just having to hold the diagonal down the entire time. Very uncomfortable. Welsh Gamers just got here, but I'm ready to punch a hole in the wall already. Yeah. There we go. Oh. 2 hits on her. She hasn't teleported yet. All right. We're gaming. 3 hits before a teleport. Not bad. Not awful. We're actually getting there. We're doing something. Oof. I am basically immortal because of the amount of healing I have, but this is testing my patience a little bit. Oh my God. Leave me be. What? Oh, bullet hell! The Toho Gaming. Oh my God. I like truly don't know how I'm supposed to finish this fight. I have no fucking clue. Okay, I got a hit on her. This is crazy. Because she dodges all my ranged magic. So I do just have to get up to her. Raph says my brain can't decide if this is 2D or if they use 3D models to simulate 2D. So this game appears to use digitization. It's all sprite based, but it's sprites of 3D models, I think. Like Diablo 2. Most isometric games were like this at the time. Okay. What makes her AI decide what to do is my question. Oh my God. Dear Lord. I'm gonna try to hit her with the Soul Reaver, but I don't know if it's gonna work. There we go. I got her. She died.
Her magic, the Lady Azimuth was little trouble. Once her demonic thralls had been dispatched, she fell quickly to my blade.
Little trouble?
Third eye, a gift from the Pillar of Dimensions, allowed the planar sight into other realms. The pillar reclaims its own.
I don't know if I believe that for even half a second.
It will deliver you in time.
What? All right. Absolutely smack that fast travel point, because it would be real bad if we lost that. All right. Hold on. Let's go put Wraith armor back on. Oh. Why did I instantly teleport? There was a talkie thing right there for talking.
Before the Dimension Pillar, I lay the Eye of Azimuth. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored.
Well done. You have found Mobius's toy. Azimuth, not content with summoning demonic thrall, stole the time-streaming device in order to gather creatures from other ages as well. Take care of the device, Kain. It will deliver you in time. The legions of the Nemesis are on the march from the north, crushing all in their path. 'Twas not too long ago that the Nemesis was known as William the Just, a caring and gentle benefactor of the land. But as his army grew in strength, and he himself grew in power, the veil of tyranny fell, and one kingdom was not enough. So many cities, so many dead. Willendorf will be sure to follow. The Nemesis must be stopped, or all shall be lost.
How can one stop an army?
You must rally the forces of Willendorf. They are the last hope of Nosgoth.
Okay. Is it just... do I just... Okay, sure. Is there a new location for me to go to? Okay. There is a Willendorf there, so we have to travel through the woods. Okay. Let's head back here, I guess. Oh, I have no health. Let's... I need to use the Sanctuary spell. God, it's so much work. Let's see. Open the menu.
Energy bolt.
Yeah, oop. I can't cast magic because I have the Soul Reaver equipped. Hiccups. Flame sword. Alright, that healed me up to half. Yeah. Which is good. Kill you. We don't need any of the blue juice, so we don't need to stop for our pitiful allowance of blue juice. Blammo! Look at that. Wonderful save point as well.